Valley Forge. Look at that. That's a cannon. It's going to get ready to blow right into that hotel. Isn't that exciting? This is the place where George Washington and the Continental Army, this is where they camped out for a winter. It was a tough winter. It was a cold winter. Disease, lack of food, all kinds of issues happened here in Valley Forge. This is where the soldiers, they would stand out here. You know, I kind of picture this kind of like, you ever see when they have a fight at a castle? You want the high ground. So this is kind of like we're at the castle, we're at the high ground, we're looking all around Valley Forge, and they got cannons on this side. You know, they're going to blow you up this way. And if you tried to, come at them, they had all these posts sticking out of the ground. So, a lot of protection. I don't think anything ever happened here. There wasn't many battles. Anyway, but there was a lot of camping. A lot of camping going on in Valley Forge. And did I mention we're going on a scoot? And today, I'm going to be scooting around Valley Forge, Pennsylvania. And then I'm going to slow down a little bit. And at some places, I'm going to walk around, go inside, take a little peek ski of what's going on. Hopefully the weather stays like this and it's not raining. These are the encampments that the soldiers lived in. They actually had competition for all the soldiers that lived in these huts, cabins. They had a deal. Whoever got their cabin built first, they got like an extra ration of food. And this is what Valley Forge looked like pre-encampment. Lots of farms. And then during the encampment, it's cold, it's snowy. And then, yeah. It's about 50 degrees today. So I could live here, no problem. I could sleep in one of these cabins. Yeah, but imagine if it's like 6 degrees. And this is kind of what a bunk would look like inside one of the cabins. And these are some of the tools that they would have for everyday life. Canteens, washboards, a 3-pointed hat. That was a necessity back then. Valley Forge is a national park. It's free. There's a visitor center that I was in earlier. That will be part of this video. And there's you can go inside some of the houses, but I'm doing this in February, and nobody none of the stuff's open. Like, I can't go inside Washington's house. This is what a commander's cabin would look like. They got a desk. They got glasses. Look at that. Big portions of food. They got a rabbit on the grill there. And then this is what a regular cabin would be like if you were just a regular guy, infantry. Oh no, right? You get 9 men. You get the top bunk, the middle bunk, and a little fireplace here. Tight quarters. And the good thing is that the soldiers weren't eating. So that means they couldn't really have much gas issues. So you had to deal with any of the smells of well, you know what the thing is? In 1776, everybody smelled. There wasn't really a deodorant. That's why everybody wore the powdered wigs. They just, they were Everybody smelled. Everybody had lice. Everybody, it's just a way of life. I can't imagine how many people took baths during the war. But it's just, I think this is about 10 miles, this park. And it's just beautiful scenic sights. And I think there's like 10 stops that you can go on. You could either ride a bike, you could walk it, you could take your car. And they have 10 stops that you could stop at and look at. There's like arches, memorials, there's a big church. But look at this, man. That's pretty nice looking. Looks like an Andrew Wyeth painting, if anybody knows who Andrew Wyeth is. I'm sure there's like 3 of you going, man, yeah, it does. Just needs a little foreign. And then there's 2,000 of you going, what the hell is he talking about? All right. A lot of headstones. A lot of big headstones commemorating things. You got this headstone here. What's this talk about? Oh, I don't know. I mean, I have to go on the other side of the headstone. The Continental Army, Valley Forge, December 19th, 1777 to June 18th, 1778. DeKalb's Division, the Massachusetts Infantry, they were stationed here, I guess. Or maybe that's a memorial for the guys that, well, who knows. Never assume. When you assume, that's the closest thing to a mountain that you have. Valley Forge isn't that far from Philly, but that's like the closest thing you have to a mountain. What's this for? Maine. Oh, I guess each state did a little tribute to the guys from their colony that camped out here. I get you. I think I'm just going to go up to this arch and work my way back. I just don't want to get stuck in the rain with my electric scooter, my electric camera, with my electric phone, and my, doing the electric slide. I hate that. I hate the electric slide. Good thing it's soaking wet, muddy. Look at the clouds coming over the, this looks like a Bob Ross painting. Lots of birds. This might be the prettiest place I've scooted. It's definitely nicer than Kensington. And the thing is, they have encampments in Kensington. There's encampments here. Wouldn't it be cool? You can't, when it gets dark out, they close the park, right? So it's good. It's about 4 o'clock now, so I probably have about a half hour before the park's closed. It would be cool if you could camp here overnight, hunker down, get your crazy neighbor. Let's go. Here it is. Here's the next stop on the tour. I'm sure that wetness you hear rubbing against my electric scooter. This monument is erected by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. By the way, Massachusetts is the hardest state for me to say. I don't talk good. And there's another Continental Army. This is for Massachusetts. Wow, Massachusetts is all over the place. I wish it wouldn't be because, like I said, I can't say it. Ooh, look at this. Last time I was in Valley Forge was, I think last Super Bowl I came out here. It was snowy. And this part was getting worked on. They were reworking on the paving of this road here to this monument. The officers and private soldiers. This is a big arch, man. Look at that. big arch in the middle of the... Naked and starving as they are, we cannot enough admire the incomparable patience and fidelity of the soldier. Yeah, I tell you, when I think about how brave some of the people who lived in this country are, one of the bravest people are the soldiers that stormed the beach on D-Day. I can't imagine. I can't imagine getting off a boat with a bunch of guys shooting bullets at me. I'd be like, nah, you know what? I want to stay on this boat. Well, I don't feel like dying. And they're like, you know what I would do? I would call out sick that day. Oh, listen, I can't go on the boat to Normandy. I got a little bit of the sniffles. Let me see. I think the next stop of the tour. Yeah, I don't see any monuments ahead. So we're just going to pull a UV. Here's the foundations of some cabins being built. Yeah, and the guys that hung out here, the soldiers that camped out here on one of the worst winters in American history, yo, no way. After like 3 days of being uncomfortable, I'd be like, you know, I gotta get back to Philly. I left the stove on. I'm not gonna. I just couldn't do it. We are looking at the headquarters of General George Washington. This is where George Washington hung out at Valley Forge. This is the spot where he made decisions. It's a shame. It doesn't look like anything in the park is open. I really would like to go inside there. Check out the, well, I would call it an awning, but what is the actual name of a wooden awning? Is it just an awning? Oh, look at this. Looks like UPS dropped off a delivery. Well, this is George Washington's backyard. Sort of see inside. And his bedroom was up on the second floor. But the way, yeah, you see, look, here's this was his stove. Well, not his, I'm pretty sure George didn't do any cooking. He had people, well, oh boy, yeah, he had people to do that. The way they built the house was real simple. Right down this path, this is Valley Creek. And if you look all along the sides of the creek bed, or creek bed if you talk normal, there's all these rocks. And the way they built the houses is real simple. You grab as many rocks as you can, and you build yourself a house. And you put a little mortar in between the rocks, and you get yourself a house. There are houses all around Philadelphia that are still built from the 1700s, that are still built with river rocks. And that would probably be George Washington's stable right next to the house. It's pretty small. So directly behind General Washington's house was these cabins were for the Commander-in-Chief's guards, kind of like, I would say, like sort of like a Secret Service. They're here to protect George Washington when he was in that house. Washington made a rule: for you to be a member of the Commander-in-Chief's guard, you had to be born in America. That way, you really couldn't question their loyalty to George Washington and the United States. And here are the bunks. So it looks like they slept 9 guys inside this cabin. Got yourself a fireplace. If I were to pick a bunk, I'm not sure if I would go with the bottom, middle. I don't think I want the middle. Let's see. Like whenever I lived in an apartment, I always wanted the top floor because I didn't want to deal with hearing the people above me walking. But I don't know, if I was going to sleep, I think I would probably want this bunk, the bottom bunk, just because. Oh, I hope I don't. Yeah, I mean, if you fall off the bed, it's not that far to fall. Could you imagine living in this, like, in the freezing snow? Ugh. He looks like he's having a fun day.